Hey folks, this is a quick word of two events upcoming from the team behind Questioning History and Questioning Science, basically Gloria Moss and the team. Many people watching this might be familiar with the Questioning History conferences, which normally take place in December of each year, have done since 2019. We had a very memorable one in 2020 when the nation was plunged into dystopian lockdown right in the middle of that weekend, but those of us already convened were able to continue to see that weekend out. It was very wild and surreal circumstances which none of us will ever forget. Now this year, unfortunately, there's not going to be a Questioning History event in December, but there's not long to wait because the next one is taking place over the first weekend in March 2024. So it's a 4-day event in total. The conference proper takes place over Saturday the 2nd and Sunday the 3rd of March, and this is in a new hotel venue in Berkshire, very close to Slough. So over those 2 days, there are going to be presentations from myself. I've been involved in every questioning so far, and Gloria always sets me the challenge of coming up with new subjects which I've not discussed or presented in public before. So, got 2 more of those here. The first one I'll be presenting is titled Truth and Propaganda Through Hergé's Tintin Stories. So, as well as being a big fan of James Bond growing up as a lad, I was also very much into the Tintin comic book stories, and it's only been in recent years that my research has shown me how those stories, just like everything else in popular culture, were used to further certain agendas and push propaganda. So I'll be presenting my evidence for that. The second talk I'll be presenting is titled The Manson-Tate Murders, Real or the Cruelest Hoax? And in that one, which will be very contentious, will ruffle a few feathers, I'll be presenting some evidence for that event having been a psyop, having been orchestrated to again push certain ideals and shuffle certain agendas into place. So that is one which I've not discussed publicly before, but I'll be putting that one together for this March event. Also added to the bill for the first time is my good friend Matt Sergiu, the proprietor of the Occult Beatles and the Conspiromedia WordPress sites. Matt is an impeccable researcher. He's my co-host on the Magical Mystery Talk, getting into esoteric and occult aspects of the Beatles, and he's got a fascinating talk that he's putting together for this event, connecting dots and tying together the Astors. So the Astors are one of these so-called Illuminati aristocratic bloodline families, and this is quite topical because David Pigface Cameron is of course back in the news now. He's been shuffled back into the House of Lords, and his wife Samantha Cameron is actually an Astor. The Astor family home in the UK is Cliveden House, which is this manor house, this mansion, very close to Maidenhead. And Matt's going to be tying together the Astors with the Profumo affair of the 1960s, involving Christine Keeler, of course. And there's also threads of that story which bring in the Beatles. Parts of the movie A Hard Day's Night were filmed at Cliveden House, and there are connections also to Jeffrey Epstein and the Krays and so much more. So I remember the movie Scandal, released in 1989, where certain scenes were set at the swimming pool at Cliveden House, and the Profumo affair was very much centred around that place. So Matt will be talking about all of that. He's also very much an expert on the 1960s so-called underground, which is the counterculture scene of that decade in London. So while we had all the social engineering coming out of California in the 60s, LSD and psychedelic rock and all of this, centred around Laurel Canyon and Haight-Ashbury, places like that, there was a London variation on it, and you can bet that some social engineering from those nice folk at Tavistock was very much a part of that. Cambridge University also figures in the story. So Matt will be tying together all those loose ends and trying to make sense of all of it, and I'm certainly looking forward to that element of this conference myself. Also, of course, Gloria Moss is going to be presenting 2 talks. Hers will be titled The Great Fire of London and the Great Reset, and a roundup of fake history. No shortage there then. Dean Appleton is going to be talking about the murder of 39,000 Germans in Poland, a story never told. Joseph Olson is going to be talking about wars and the money system. And Ron Constable is going to be talking about the 1939 Cancer Act. So that's the main part of the conference, Saturday 2nd and Sunday the 3rd of March. Bookings are now being taken, and there's an early bird offer available until the 26th of November, which is not long, just a few days. So if you want to act quick and take advantage of that early bird offer, it's on until the 26th of November, and it comes in at £292. So that gets you access to the entire conference. It's residential in nature, as the questioning events always are. So you get your accommodation and your meal plan all as part of the package. Now, in addition to that, Gloria has organised 2 tours for anyone interested, taking place in the 2 days leading up to the conference. So this is Thursday, the 29th of February, and Friday the 1st of March. And these are going to be visits to the aforementioned Cliveden House in Berkshire, scene of so much dubious history, and also the Hellfire Caves in West Wycombe, close to High Wycombe, again in the vicinity. And neither of these would disappoint. I've been to both these venues myself. The Hellfire Caves are very real, but they feature in the plotline to my current novel, The Gift and the Curse. Francis Dashwood was the British politician and statesman and socialite responsible for excavating those caves in the 18th century. And Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding fathers of the United States, was heavily involved in the Hellfire Caves as well. So if you want visits to Cliveden and the Hellfire Caves thrown into the package, you can get all of that for this early bird offer. What you need to do is email the Proton Mail address, which is in the notes below, if you're interested in bagging yourself a place for questioning in March. Now, ahead of that, in correspondence that I had recently with Gloria, I was talking about how those of us that have been at these questioning history events in previous Decembers are really going to miss it this year. It's going to feel like something is lacking in our worlds without that warm sort of fellowship that we've become used to. So in response to that, Gloria has put together a programme in December consisting of 2 days in London for those that would like to get into this whole ethos during that month. So first off, on Friday the 15th of December, there's going to be tours of Temple Church, also the City Dragons of the City of London, and a visit to Benjamin Franklin's house, where bones, human remains, were found and have never been adequately explained as to what they were doing there. So that's all day on Friday the 15th of December. It's going to be guided. There's going to be commentary from experts on these subjects. Then on Saturday the 16th of December, an event in London taking place all day titled The Greatest Secret. So this is going to be an interactive seminar by Gloria Moss on how a never before revealed secret transforms our understanding of Western religion and civilization, and how it's been encoded in art, literature and commerce up to the present day. So this one kicks off at 10:15 in the morning in a cafe at Crouch End close to Alexandra Palace, and it lasts all through that Saturday the 16th of December. Then in the evening, for those that can stick around, there's going to be some socialising and drinks and just a bit of seasonal cheer for those that want to see out the day in that way. So 2 great events, December and March, upcoming. For further details on each of these, you can go to the Learning Holidays website, or you can drop an email, which is the preferred way, to the Proton Mail address in the notes below. I'll be at both of these events, looking forward to being a punter at the December one myself and just being a part of the crowd, not delivering a talk at that one, just enjoying soaking up the knowledge like everyone else. And then I'll be presenting in March alongside all these other great speakers. So hope to see many of you there. Remember the early bird offer. which runs until the 26th of November. That gets you that introductory promotional price and ensures your part in these great events, and also enables them to continue operating, because we want these to go for many more years yet if they can, and of course that relies on people's support. So see you there, looking forward to these, catch you soon.